our history, humans have had one trait that has defined them over all others. And that's our insatiable desire to explore. We've always searched for new places to conquer and colonize. From the earliest cavemen who ventured out in search for food and shelter, to the sailors who sailed across oceans and carved out new territories on every continent. We've always pushed the boundaries of what we know and what we can do. But now we're about to take this impulse of exploration to its greatest extreme yet as we look beyond our planet. We are on the brink of a new age of exploration, one that will take us beyond the limits of our own world. Our universe is so incredibly vast that it's hard to even comprehend its scale. And that's because we live in a small and insignificant dot in the vastness of the universe. As a child, and even now, whenever I would look up at the stars, I would gaze at them for hours without any sense of time. It was truly transcendent to me. As I grew older, I started to realize that the universe was sort of like a puzzle. I was staring at a piece of this puzzle every time I looked up. And now we're in the process of solving it every time we discover a bit of what lies beyond our planet. This concept of a cosmic perspective can be both humbling and inspiring. It makes us realize just how incredibly small we are in the grand scheme of things. And yet, it also shows us the potential that we have to grow and explore. It's also important to understand just how quickly we've been able to progress in space exploration. Think about this for a second. The iPhone in all of your pockets right now has over 100,000 times the processing power of the computer that was used to send a man on the moon 50 years ago. The journey to put a man on the moon was also one of the fastest trips ever in the history of humanity. And one of the reasons for that was because it was just a race to see who gets there first between the Americans and the Russians. Just think about all the technological advancements that we've made since then. Now, one of the key benefits of colonizing other planets is that it could potentially shift our focus from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Now, what do I mean by that? Right now, the limited resources that we have here on Earth can make us feel like we have to make the most of what we have and that there's not enough room for growth. But if you think about it, the idea of colonizing other planets proves to us that there is a possibility of having so many resources that never again will a human face starvation or homelessness. I want you to imagine this world, a world where we have unlimited access to food, water, shelter, and land. This is not just a pipe dream, but it's a reality that is within our reach. Now, to achieve this abundance mindset, the discovery of new resources is key. What you see on the screen right now is the concept of a Dyson sphere, which is basically a huge hypothetical megastructure that can potentially harness the solar energy of a star and provide us with an unlimited source of energy. Now, while the structure may be too big for it to be a feasible reality as of yet, there are other projects that are currently underway that make use of the energy available in space, such as the International Space Station. The International Space Station has solar panels that convert the sun's solar energy into electrical energy to power the station's systems and experiments. NASA's Mars rovers also use the sun's solar energy to operate on the surface of Mars, as they have no access to traditional power sources. Companies such as Planetary Resources are also working on developing technologies that can mine valuable minerals from asteroids. These examples show us that the power of space exploration is already in the palm of our hands. All we have to do now is create a home for ourselves amongst the stars. Now, you may be asking, what is the point of all of this? Don't we have enough problems here on Earth that we should solve first before investing all of our time and money into space? And you would be right, except there are a number of advantages to space exploration. Space exploration expands our knowledge and understanding of the universe, creates economic opportunities, and most of all, serves as a backup plan in case of any cosmic disasters on Earth, such as the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs nearly 65 million years ago. So it's important to understand that there's a sense of urgency in exploring space. climate change, natural disasters, and other threats to humanity's survival make it more important than ever for us to have a backup plan and ensure our survival as a species. As you all probably know, Mars is likely to be the first planet that we colonize. And that's because it's a self-sufficient planet with resources such as water and minerals that make it viable for human presence. As time goes on, we can expect to see a number of industries develop on Mars, such as eco-preserves, agriculture, and tourism. Mars also presents a unique opportunity to create a new society, one that learns from the experiences we've had here on Earth and grows from them in order to create a better future for ourselves and future generations. When I was younger, I remember messing up a couple of times. I would then, as you all probably have as well, ask my parents for a second shot. If you think about it, this is exactly what we've got on Mars. One of the key lessons that we can learn from our experiences on Earth is not to repeat the same mistakes in space. We have to make sure not to repeat the same political, social, and environmental mistakes, and really understand the impact that our presence in space could have. We all know how we've messed up on different areas on Earth. So let's use this second chance and really be mindful of where things can go wrong and how we should keep in the right direction. I traveled to Japan recently, and while I was at the airport waiting for my flight, I took a look at the flight list. I kind of just stood there in awe in how easy it is now to soar through the skies and reach new destinations in a matter of hours. But the notion of public flights was not even considered by even the greatest of minds until 1914, which is when the first public flight took off. And while that was an amazing achievement that marked a milestone in human history, it pales in comparison to the iconic occasion in 1961, which is when humanity first ventured out into space. But the journey doesn't end there, because with fast advancements in space technology, the flight list that we currently look at is soon to become a list of spacecrafts. Space tourism is on track to become a commonplace activity, with journeys to other planets becoming an everyday occasion. And the interesting thing is, it'll cost much less than what we all are thinking right now because of the fuels that we acquire from space. Similar to how flight costs have dramatically decreased over time, space tourism is going to become more affordable and within reach for the average person. So the next time you're at an airport waiting for your flight, this summer probably, keep in mind that the sky is no longer the limit. The universe is. Now, while scientists and engineers focus on the technical aspects of space travel, we need all of you, writers, artists, and musicians, to imagine and build the future human societies that will exist on these distant planets. Your creative minds will play a vital role in crafting the social, cultural, and even spiritual aspects of these new worlds. You will help us develop new forms of storytelling and entertainment that resonate with the experiences of space travel. You will help us envision new forms of architecture, art, and fashion that reflect the unique environments of these distant planets. You will help us create new rituals and traditions that bind us together as a community and give us the sense of purpose and belonging. And most of all, you will make sure that the future of human presence in space is not just about surviving, but about flourishing, where the human spirit can thrive in even most extreme and challenging environments. So as we venture out into the cosmos, we have to keep in mind that we're not just discovering new worlds, but also creating new ones. And the involvement of all of you is essential to this journey. The future of human presence in space is going to have an incredible impact in our everyday lives and the future of our world. So let's take action in supporting its development. Whether it's through advocacy, education, or investment, each of us can play a vital role in shaping the future of our species. When you go home today, you could, of course, forget about everything I've just said, but you could also take steps in educating yourself about this future. Think about how a farmer who has been planting crops in the same small plot of land his entire life, who discovers a vast new field that he never knew existed. We too have the potential to discover new frontiers and unlimited resources beyond our planet. So the next time you're doing your homework or going about your daily routine, keep in mind that the future of human presence in space is in your hands, because it is this generation that will make it happen. I would like to leave you here today with a sense of hope and inspiration. Let's embrace the abundance mindset and work together to create a bright future for all of humanity. We are on the brink of a new age of exploration, one that will take us beyond the limits of our own world.